back after a month and some change.
Back again.
So today I have Rivers. What's going on, Rivers? River.
River, yes. I'm good. How are you guys doing over there? You're in New York?
I'm in Albany.
In Albany. Okay, so you're really cold.
As hell.
I'm down here in Atlanta. It's cold down here too, but I don't think it's anything like Albany.
I be in Atlanta most of the times. In Atlanta twice. I will be returning though.
Oh, you like it down here?
Yeah, I'm actually planning on moving down there the end of this year.
Oh, dope. You should.
hmm
I think Atlanta's a great place if you can stay focused.
That part. So why don't you tell me who you are? Where are you from?
So for me, I was born in New York and then
Really?
Jamaica, Queens.
hmm
That's where it all started for River. And then after I left New York, I moved to Jamaica, which is where I grew up. So I spent like from 4 to about 13 in the islands in the Caribbean. And then after I left Jamaica, then I kind of went over to Florida. So I was in Miami for a good like 8 to 9 years, like high school, middle school. I did all that in Broward 954, Lauderdale. And then after I left Florida, then I moved to LA and then from LA to Atlanta. So I moved around a lot. I lived in
That's
a
a
lot.
lot of places.
Hmm.
So you from the hood and you moved to the islands and then you came back to the States. So you did a reverse. Because mostly people be from the islands and then they come to the city.
Yeah. So the thing with me is, wait, you're saying the hood is like Queens?
hmm
Well, I wasn't
They
really.
got some suburban parts. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm from like a little West Indian part of Cambria of Queens. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Cambria Heights.
They still get down.
Okay, but it's not like a hood. It's like a little like West Indian area. But I would say for me, I don't really consider myself a New Yorker. Like I never say like I'm from New York because I left New York when I was like 4. So really, what I know, the way I am, my culture, my discipline, the way I look at things, the way I see things is like 100% Jamaican through and through. Because I feel like that's where I kind of like got all my morals and values from. It's just like being in Jamaica, going to school in Jamaica, being around Jamaicans. So
Okay,
that's why
because
I always say that I'm Jamaican first. I'm nothing else.
mhm. I do, because Jamaicans, I have Jamaican friends, but they're not from the island. So it's like I understand like this type of like standard that you guys have. And then sometimes and then you guys go by like certain structures and stuff. You guys have a very, how should I say this? Like you guys just have like a different tone to you. Like you guys basically have you guys like to have your shit together is what I'm gonna say. So
That's,
for the most part, so yeah,
yeah.
but you're still one of us, unfortunately. So and always will be
One of what?
a New Yorker at
A New York.
heart. It's
I
in
don't
your
feel like I'm
blood.
a New Yorker, but I love New York
Okay.
State.
Well, I
I don't know
remember.
you guys.
Okay, well you're
Anything, I
Jamaican.
claim Florida. If I was gonna claim anywhere in the US, I'll claim Florida.
I know why too.
Well, I lived there for the longest time. Like I did
Yeah,
school in Florida, high school, those are all still like learning stages of your life, I feel like.
right. Like usually the majority of where you've been at your entire life is where you're originally from.
Exactly. So I feel
I
like a strong
understand.
attachment to Broward County.
Okay, okay. So were
Yeah.
you ever popular in high school?
Was I popular in high school? No. I was the ugly duckling. I was I didn't really hang out much in school. I kind of like went to school and then I went home. Because I was just like had bigger responsibilities at home. I didn't have time to be like hanging out, like doing like stupid stuff after school. But I would say, yeah, no, I was definitely not the popular kid in school. No, I was bullied, picked on. The same story that everyone has, all the LGBT kids, same stuff.
Okay. So what did you really wanted to do when you have finally graduated high school? Did you ever go to college?
Yes. So, when I graduated high school, I went to Florida Atlantic University, and that's where I studied nursing for 4 years because, my mom was a nurse, and then everyone knows that if you come from a West Indian background, your whole family's in healthcare. Like, everyone works in healthcare. So, for me, I knew that I saw the lifestyle that, uh, nursing was able to afford, like, my mom, I saw the lifestyle was able to afford my aunts and, like, everyone else that was just kinda in healthcare, so I was just like, "Oh, I'm good at science. I think I could pass the courses." I was like, "Maybe I can be a nurse like my mom." And I remember it was so funny because the craziest thing about it is when I was going through, like, the realization, I was looking up the flight plans and I was deciding, "Okay, I wanna major in nursing." I had, it was almost like I was coming out to my mom because I didn't know that guys could be nurses. I was like, "Mom, so I think I wanna be a nurse." And she was like I was like, "Can guys be nurses?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's just don't be stupid, like, what kind of question is that?" But I had no idea that men could be nurses. I thought it was like a female job.
Okay. Okay. So then from Florida, you somehow managed to get to Atlanta. So what made you wanted to migrate to Atlanta?
So, I was in LA after I left Florida, living in LA, and when I was in LA, I just kinda got sick and tired of flying back and forth from the East to the West Coast. Like, it just felt like I was living overseas, I was out of the country, I was really far from family, like, just the whole time difference being in different time zones, it really took a toll on me because, like, I'm a really big family person, so I was just kinda like, "Oh, like, I really just hate being so far from them." So, I was gonna move back to Florida, but then um, I was just kinda like, "You know what? Let me, like, try Atlanta." Like, I always wanted to do Atlanta. Let me not cop out and just go back home. Like, like, when you move away from home, you don't want it to be like, "Oh, he moved away, and then he came back, so it never worked out for him." No, it worked out for me. So, I was like, "I'm just gonna do Atlanta because it's, like, the closest to Florida." But then, like, Atlanta was always on my bucket list. I was always interested in the city for obvious reasons.
Okay. So being in Atlanta, there's a variety of things that go on from celebrities, events, shows, reality shows. Did you ever dibble and dabble in any of the three or four that I just named? Have you run into celebrities? Have you ever went to events, connections with people?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I would say for me, since I've been in Atlanta, I haven't really been, I would say, like, too much out on the scene a lot. So I don't really go to the clubs and the bars. I mean, I will go to, like, the gay clubs and the gay bars. But as far as, like, the straight clubs and the straight bars where all the Africans are and all the love and hip hop girlies and all the influencers and the industry folks, I haven't really tapped into the Black Hollywood side of Atlanta very a lot. No, not at all. But when I
Okay,
was in LA, I was definitely more so like I always tell people that, like, living in LA is kind of like living in Instagram in 4K. Like, you just walk to the grocery store, you're seeing influencers. You walk to Starbucks, you're seeing influencers. It's just like everyone is just like on Instagram. They're just there in person. Like, everyone you followed for so many years, you've been a fan of for so many years, you've been scrolling, tapping their photos. You go to LA and you just see them all in everyday
okay,
life.
okay. So, when did you first get introduced to Gemini films?
So I first got introduced to Gemini films probably back when I think I saw some stuff that he did online. So first off, from the beginning, my whole finding out about the web reality world was from a dear friend that I had, who kind of showed me the ropes and, like, showed me, like, what this is and, like, the people that are in it and everyone that kind of, like, makes it work. And since I had that relationship, because I was on a prior TV show back in LA, I kind of figured out about Gemini Films and everything else and Chasing Reality and all the other platforms. through doing that experience in LA. So I was on another web reality show on LA in LA. Sorry.
What web reality show was that?
Um, it was. I don't really want to say the name of it. Like, I don't think it matters at this point. But it was like a web-based reality show. It actually, it went through a bunch of different names. So it had one name at first, and then the name changed, and then the name changed, and then the name changed. So, it never stayed the same. It always changed depending on what was going on with, like, production and all the stuff in the background.
Well, I feel like I know what show you're talking about.
Maybe you do, Sephion.
I think I do. I think I do.
You
But
probably
I'm
do.
not gonna say it.
I'm sure a lot of people do. Yeah, but we're not I don't wanna give them any light or anything like that.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah,
Um,
no longer a part of the project. I wish them well, though. I wish them well with the project. I wish all of that side of things, I hope they do great. But as for me, I'm not a part of it, so it doesn't really concern me.
well, you are a part of the Come Up ATL.
I
How did
am
that come about?
ATL. So the Come Up ATL, funny story. So it came about because I was building a friendship with one of the cast members that is on the Come Up ATL. So we were kind of just like, getting to know each other, and we're like, hanging out, talking, like, we just run into each other on the scene in Atlanta, like just going to like places, kind of stuff, etc. And I remember she was telling me like, I'm filming, etc., etc. And I was like, oh, like, that's really dope. Like, this would be something cool for us to like bond over, because I saw that Karan posted that he was looking for new cast members. And it was like, I think they already started filming at that point, but something happened and he was looking for new cast members. So I was like, well, I already know, like, I'm new to Atlanta. These people, like this group, it's kind of been like the people I've been hanging out with off camera, like not filming, like not call sheets, like off camera. And I was like, this would just be another thing for me and my friend to bond over. So that's kind of how I got introduced to that whole world. And I just kind of came in and I just was myself. You know, I just do what River does. Like, I network with people. And then that's kind of what brought about the opportunity for me to be on the show. I'm going to try not to
Okay.
be so long winded, but that's it in a nutshell.
You know, I almost forgot to clock you on this. I did watch another show and I did peep you in the background a couple times.
Oh, yeah. See? What show was that?
Chasing Atlanta,
Oh, okay.
and you were at a pool party.
Yes,
I'm
I
like,
was.
that's River.
Yeah, because me and Jayla are really cool. So I have like different connections with different people on different platforms. And
Okay, River.
yeah, that's
Yes,
what I feel like. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna let you get there. I'm not gonna go
because I know it's somebody else too from that platform,
there.
but we haven't seen that person yet.
Somebody else from
So
what platform?
Chasing Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And they're
So
gonna be on our show? Oh,
you
okay.
have a scene with this person. It
Oh,
just
okay.
hasn't been shown yet.
Okay, I gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, Miss Bougie and Pressing Curls. Um,
No,
I love him.
Sephion.
I I know him. I love him. So
I know him and I love him too.
um, so when we first were introduced to you, you're walking up the stairs. You give your introduction. Hi, my name is Rivers. I'm a nurse. I do this and I do that. And your first scene that I seen you was with Quay, I want to say.
Hmm.
And you guys are sitting down talking, and he's introducing, you guys are actually setting a foundation. You guys are giving dialogue. You guys are talking. He's telling you, like, I want to show you to the group that I'm about, or I want to show you to the group that I'm a part of. You were kind of like hesitant, but then you were like, I'm just gonna like go for it. So meeting with Quay and then him telling you about the group he's in, like Did you feel nervous of going into that group, into that circle, or were you just not with it?
For me, I wouldn't say I wasn't so much nervous. I kind of just was open to meeting new people and kind of like seeing what the Atlanta Girls give. Because, like I said, I had already filmed a web reality show back in LA. So it wasn't my first rodeo with like being in front of the cameras, working with production and all that stuff. So it wasn't really that much of a shock, but it was a shock in the sense of the Atlanta girls are very different from the LA girls. So I had to realize, okay, you can't be LA girl, you're in Atlanta now. So that was kind of like a difficult transition for me, with just dealing with the different personalities and how people are on the East Coast versus the West Coast.
Okay. So another thing I want to talk about is when you went to an event and it was for Messiah's, listening party, and stuff is going on outside within the group. You guys come outside. Quay and Tay Anthony are having a discussion, and all of a sudden you're just like, "Well, we don't really care about that. All we care about is Messiah's song." And I just remember Tay's face was just like, and then he tried to talk, and you were just like, "Anyways," and I'm just like,
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
"Why? What energy was you feeling, and why would you do that?"
Okay, so I went back and I watched the scene that you're talking about, and it looks crazy. I would say I'm gonna give you a play-by-play of essentially what was going on in my head and the events that had happened. So, when you see me put my hand up, that was because the person behind me was saying, "Who is he? Who is he? Who is he?" They were taunting me and asking me like what my name is, as if like I'm not anyone important or I'm less than or less of. So that's why the hand went up, because I kind of felt like in that moment, you know, since then we've spoke about this situation, we've moved on, people are in a better place. But in this moment, I kind of felt like there's like a gnat in my ear, like just shh, like I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak to the group. I was directing the energy to the group, but I kind of felt like one person took it as I was directing the energy towards them. And that wasn't ever the case because I didn't really know the person. So I think it was just kind of like a miscommunication situation, but for the most part, I was pretty much not really trying to put my hand in anyone's face. That's not what was happening. I was just trying to get the noise behind me to be quiet.
Okay,
Like, like when you have a gnat by your ear, like when there's like gnats in your ear
I
and you
deal with those every single day.
got it, huh?
I deal with those every single day.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like, God, like this gnat is so damn annoying. Like it was that was going through my head. Like just shh, quiet.
Okay,
It's
so
what is it, two ears, one mouth?
God gave you two ears and one mouth for a reason.
There we go.
Mhm. So you guys have a meetup again, and you come fashionably late, and he's sitting there. You both got shades on. You guys sit down and talk, and you had this like you were kind of like shaking a little bit,
Mhm.
and you had explained that you were anemic.
Mhm.
Was it that really cold down there, or
No, it
was
was
it?
not cold at all, but, like, me, I'm the type of person, if I don't have a jacket on, I'm going to be shaking because I'm anemic, my nerves is bad, I do, the hookah and all those tobacco products that we do, those also affect your nerves as well. So, all of the hot boy festivities that all of us partake in, it just causes, my hands to be a little bit shaky. But it was never a situation, but it's not shaky all the time. Like it's not like super bad. But the cameras are up, I'm filming, like my nerves are getting to me, of course. No one was nervous about the other party that was sitting across the table. It was more so a situation of I'm in this environment. I'm gonna film a heavy conversation. I already know what this is about because I know how it was the last time I filmed with this person. So I knew that when I came around this person to film again, that it was gonna kind of like give confrontation energy. And I think I'm not the best when it comes to confrontation. Like I've kind of always been like a sweep it under the rug kind of person. So I think this experience has really helped me like learn to deal with confrontation head on and be a little bit more direct. So yeah, it was never the person, it was the situation that caused my hands to be shaky.
Understood. So you guys are talking back. You know, you guys are going back and forth, and he's like threatening you, like, "Oh, I want to beat your ass, blah 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 blah. I'll do this to you. I'm Jack the Ripper." And then you guys was like, "Oh no 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 no! I'm suing. If anybody touches me, I'm suing." Then you walk away, and then you come back, and then you guys have a conversation, and nothing's just getting resolved. So then you leave, and then you don't come back. So two questions. First question I'm gonna ask you is, what was going through your mind when he was saying that I will do this to you and I will do that to you, basically threatening you?
Um, for me, it just kind of felt like a lot of empty bullets. Like I kind of like wanted to make it clear and I wanted to set a precedence that no one was going to touch me. And that's what happened. And I would just wanted to set that precedence and made it known amongst the cast that, no one is going to touch me. Now, granted, um, people have, tried to do other things, which will play out on the show, which doesn't really matter to me. It was kind of like, oh, what are we doing? Like, I'm confused. Like, is this like, what are we doing here? But as far as like physically, like hurting me, like trying to punch me, hit me, fight me, that wasn't happening because I'm too grown. And if you hit me, I will sue you. So I just wanted to make that clear. So in case anyone got any thoughts or ideas that we're not doing that. No. Mm-mm.
So this isn't my second question, but this is like a link to the first one. So if he would have got up and attacked you, were you just gonna let him? Would you, or would you just let him, or would you try to like whoop his ass and then sue? Because then it's you self defense.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like there's always like the legal way to handle things, and I try to go the legal way at all times. So I'm never gonna hit anyone first or hit people. I'm not in that space in my life. Like I don't go around hitting people. You know what I mean? And luckily, the situation happened and he's not in this that space in life. Like he never put his hands on me. So therefore I just think that like this is the come up Atlanta. Like this is not another show. Like I didn't sign up to be fighting. I don't feel like this is what the show needed to give. If that makes sense. There's other shows for that.
So just for the record, if he was to put his hands on you and attack you, you was gonna hit him back and then sue.
I think self-defense. Like if someone puts their hands on you, you're gonna retaliate, you're gonna defend yourself.
I'm ripping faces off. I'm turning into a damn Spartan. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna defend myself because I don't want,
With a
everything
brick.
pretty expensive. We
With a
gotta
brick.
it.
And then we can sue.
And then we can sue. At the end of the day, we're gonna do what we gotta do. I will
Perfect.
take all your coins. Don't play with me. That's what it is.
Hmm.
Quite,
I'm gonna
quite
take all
simple.
your balls in your face, and then I'm gonna take all your coins.
Exactly.
Okay, good. So for everybody that knows that out there, he will attack you and drag you back. So if you swing, you're gonna get your ass whooped, and then he's gonna take you to court. He's gonna steal your paper.
Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, in that moment, like I felt like because I was new, I was kind of like picked on a little bit. And I just wanted to make it clear, like, we're not doing this. Like, River is not. No, no. I have my own mind. I have my own thoughts. I have my own opinions. I'm gonna say how I feel when I want to feel like it. And if there's a day where you choose to engage with me and I don't feel like engaging back, I won't because I can do what I want and I'm in control over my thoughts, my mind, my happiness, and my peace. If there's a day where you try to engage with me in a negative way, and I decide, you know what, you're gonna go low today and I wanna go low too, then I'll just do that. And you guys will have great content. But every day I'm not gonna go low with these cast members. No, it wasn't happening for
Mm-mm.
me.
Okay. So when we hang out, I already know if something happens. First of all, I walk away first. But if it comes to a point where it involves any of our spaces, I'm probably gonna have to swing first. Or if it comes to protecting you.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm not no, yeah.
Okay, because my way is that I whoop ass and then when the cops come, we just roll out. Okay. We wasn't here. We don't know each other. We just happen to be two drunk idiots, and then you just happen to be a bystander. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Put me
I
in the bystander category. Like I'm not putting my hands on people. I'm not doing any of that. I feel like at some point, and I say this to all people that get it will get it. When you invested a certain amount of money and time into the way you look, your aesthetics, fighting and stuff like that is gonna cost you money. It's gonna you don't want to mess up something that you already paid so much money for. You know what I'm saying? When you invest in yourself. So therefore, I'm not fighting nobody. Mm.
okay.
I leave that to some other people.
Because sometimes, even when I was watching it, and I like Tay Anthony, but I gotta be honest. I do feel like when it comes to people that other people can see as weak or is not on that type of rah rah level, I do see it. Feel like as a viewer, it's kind of I wouldn't say picking and choosing, but it's kind of given like because this person you may see as an easy target, that's the person you're gonna want to put all that for instead
Absolutely.
of having a simple conversation. Even though I understand where he was coming from
Yeah.
wholeheartedly, but with him, I've seen him turn down some stuff from people that was on the level that he was trying to be with you, and then other people that don't really fight, he kind of turned up on them. So it's like, are we a thug or are we white woman? But that's a question I have for him in the
Yeah.
future. So yeah. So I want to ask you something. So this had nothing to do with you, but I believe you were there. The Sean and I don't even know the boy's name. Uh, what the hell's his name? Sean and what's the
Sean
one
and
with the
Shane.
dreads? What's the big boy with the dreads that look like King Reed's?
Shane.
Shane. There you go. If I
Mhm.
forget, I'm just call him King of Reeds. He reminds me of Justin James. I don't know if you know who that is.
No, I don't know who that is.
King of Reeds. Or if you
King.
look him up on YouTube, you're gonna laugh once you first see him because he definitely looks like him. Especially if you just look at Shane from behind.
Mhm.
Yes, they look like identical twins. But you were at this event because I'm gonna ask you questions that were significant, but you weren't there for the second opinion.
Okay.
What was your? How did you feel seeing like them going back and forth physically, like abroad is breaking out in that chaos?
So at that time, and I'm gonna give you guys behind the scenes tea because this has already aired. This episode.
Ooh.
At that time, I was not on the show. So I was there
Hmm.
as just hanging out with the friend group. So in that moment, I was just like, wow, these are what the Atlanta girls give. Because that was my first time ever being around the group as they were filming. So it was like a
Oh.
completely different perspective, kind of like seeing how people are on camera versus off camera. And then that's another thing where I feel like it kind of a lot of my frustration when filming the season came about because it's like off camera, people are treating me one way. And then when the cameras pick up, people are treating me a different way. So I think that that situation kind of foreshadowed what I was going to go through in the future. But as far as the two of them, I mean, the display, like you saw, it was like a mess. Like we're in public, like we don't need to be fighting. Like I tried to avoid it from happening. It kind of got cut out of the scene, but I was like talking to Shane and wait, actually, hold on. No, wait, I get their names mixed up all the time.
Sean.
Sean and Shane. So I was actually talking to Sean and I was saying, I was like, Sean, because I saw where it was going before it went there. And I was like, Sean, like, like I was trying to distract him. I was trying to like talk to him, smile at him, like just try to like get him to like not engage with Shane. But at the end of the day, Sean was gonna do what he wanted to do. Like me talking to him and like trying to put like my cute face close to his so he can like diverge. his concentration, it didn't work. He was gonna do what he wanted to do.
Okay. So there was a situation where a car crash had happened and it kind of separated the group in some way. So you weren't there and you weren't involved in it, but hearing about it, how did that make you feel? Like, what was your opinion about that?
I would say first off, we always want to say like drive safely. Like being intoxicated and driving is a huge no-no. Not to say that in that situation that folks were intoxicated because I don't know. I wasn't there personally. So I don't know what happened in the vehicle. I don't know who, what, where. I don't know the details of that specific situation. But I will just say that across the board, that we should make it very clear that drinking and driving is wrong. It's not something that should be done. It's not something that we want to be done. So I hope that that's the biggest takeaway from that situation and the details that have came about from it, whether it be the TTB and blogs and stuff like that. But I don't know much about that situation, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the whole thing is like super unfortunate, like people need to just be safe. Like if you feel like, your friend is too intoxicated to drive you home, don't get in a vehicle with them. Order Uber.
Okay, okay.
I know sometimes, like, we're trying to save money, et cetera, whatever the situation may be, but, your life is more important.
Absolutely. So, moving on in the season, will we see more of you working in like the medical field? And if not, do you feel comfortable with showing um at that time of filming, do you feel comfortable showing a little bit of your workplace since it is the come up? Because we're getting into this field, which I like that Karan is doing this, where it's not all just about rappers and hairstylists and the non-accessional worker things. I mean, well, haircut to me is accessional, but so I like that we actually have a nurse on there and somebody that's essential. So will we see you in that field at least one scene, at least talking to a coworker, or did you not feel like that would be comfortable for you to do that?
Well, I feel like I don't want to spoil the show, so I'm not going to say what you will see from what you won't see. But what I will say is that nursing is kind of something that it's a little bit difficult to film because of like, HIPAA violations and like everything being just like super secretive when it comes to like patient information and making sure that we're not exposing patients and not putting out any patient identifiers out onto social media or anything like that. Especially, I don't know if you heard, but many nurses that kind of do social media and are making TikTok videos about nursing and creating content, a lot of them have lost their jobs because they were making TikTok videos in the workplace. So filming and nursing, it can get very sketchy. So, with that said, you guys will have to tune into the rest of the season to see whether or not it happens or not. I hope that at one point in time, I'll be able to show that more. Um, because my nursing career, I'm sure people are interested on like how I became a nurse, how I became a travel nurse, the steps that I took, what you need to do. So I'm hoping that this year I'll be able to get a guide together with all the information about that.
Okay, okay. So are we gonna see you host events in later seasons?
Honestly, hosting events is something that I have not gotten into. Do you think I'd be a really good host? Is that why you asked that?
I think you would. I mean, even if it's just like a little get together, a little soiree at your Airbnb, because Lord knows I would not be having them hoes up in my house. And I'm not calling them hoes like they're hoes, but that's just like I would not have my cast members at my house. So don't
Yeah,
nobody come my inbox trying to press me.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
I'm
So
sorry. I mean, like, I gotta be like super tight-lipped. Like, I don't want to spoil the season. Like, you guys have to like really tune in to see. But I can only really speak about what's already aired. And as far as what's already aired, we have not seen me host the event yet. So I don't know.
okay.
Happen, it might
So
not happen. And even if it doesn't happen or it does, whatever the case may be, I would say that, I was kind of this season was really short for me, because, as you guys can see with the storyline play out, there was someone that was on the show that since departed, and then that's kind of where I came in later on in the season. So I kind of felt like the whole time I was just more so kind of going with emotions because I didn't really get a start from the beginning of the season. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but you know what? There's always going to be another season if Karan decides to bring us back, and if Karan decides to have me on the show again, you guys will see more of River. So we'll see how
So will
all
you go back if he asks you for season what? We're on season 4 now for season 5.
for season 5. Would I go back? That would have to be something that me and Karan would have to talk about. There would have to be a lot of like changes with certain things when it comes to just like scheduling, just like my schedule, and just making it work with the come up schedule. Um, but I think that it was definitely something I'd be open to because I do later down the line, I do want to start, my business. And I feel like being able to promote your business on a platform is like a great thing. So I'm always going to leave the door open. And regardless of what happened on the show thus far and what you guys have seen, you guys haven't seen everything. I will say for the most part, I'm like super grateful like to Karan for this opportunity and just him having me on the platform. I'm like so grateful. And I think he's just amazing. Like to me, he's like so innovative. Like he's just like the first when it comes to a lot of things. So I love Karan dearly. And he's a Gemini as well. I'm a Gemini too. So I think it was only right for
Oh
me to be on
Lord,
my films. Like that's just like the best. Like it's a full circle moment.
you're a Gemini.
Yes, that's the best sign.
Oh Lord, have mercy. Um, damn, I forgot my train of thought. Hold on, bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah, Karan's a cookie. He's a cookie. Um, so will you be going to the reunion?
Will I be going to the reunion? Um, I'm not opposed. I have to like go through, look at the dates, my schedule, come up schedule, make it meet in the middle. But it's definitely a priority of mine. Like I've never been a quitter. I've always like if I start something, I'm gonna finish it. And I don't see why I would not go. So I would definitely go to the reunion. Yes.
Okay, cause I'm gonna be there.
You're gonna be at the reunion?
I'm gonna try to be there, girl. I don't like flying like that. I mean, I've flown a lot last year. I just don't like being in the air for a long periodically time. But I'm gonna be
Mhm.
down there. I'm gonna try, but I will be there.
Okay, so it's gonna be a
I
party.
should be the host. I should be the host, but
You're not hosting. You know what? It's so funny that you said that because I've always said that I would love to host a reunion one day. So who knows? We'll see.
I
I
want
don't
to
think I'm
host the
hosting this reunion,
reunion.
but one
I
day.
know he probably got somebody hosting a reunion, somebody from Bigo, but I wanted to. I would like to host a Gemini from reunion because the
Okay.
host that they be having. I mean, when Judy did a good job, but the host they be having don't ask the right questions.
Hosting is
Um, huh?
I said hosting is so fun, I feel like.
It's really a job. Like you got to make sure that you ask questions, and you worry about what the viewers think and the audience. You got to keep the cast in control, and then there's not enough security, and that's the biggest thing: is security.
Yeah.
Jesus. But I will be there,
I'm excited to
and
see you. We'll have a lot of fun.
yeah. But I'm staying with you.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm staying with I'm staying with fucking Dominique. She just gonna have to deal with it whether she like it or not.
Oh, you're so
She gonna
funny.
have to deal with.
Yes.
I'm so serious. She gonna have to deal with me.
No.
Um,
You're giving her a heads up.
you can call her. I'll pull up
Heard it
right
here
now.
first.
I'll pull up right now. Ghost and everything. Walk my ass right in. I'll break the door. Be like, hello. I'll be here for tonight. And that little thing that she do, she be like, I'm like, ah.
You guys are
So I like fucking with him. So
and he's
so
another
going
Gemini. Full
Dominique's a
circle.
Gemini.
Yes, and
Oh
he
yeah, he
does
just
he works closely with Gemini Films, so it's all full circle. We just have all the Geminis over here on this network.
now. Now here's my question: would you do Chasing Atlanta if they came back for season 7?
Let's see. What I do Chasing Atlanta if they came back for season 7? To be honest, I don't have an answer for that. Um, I love the Chasing platform. I love Chasing Reality. I love everything they do over there. I think it's great. I think everything we do on Gemini Films is great, and, I just wish we were in a space. Well, I think we are getting to that space where I just want everyone to be supportive of one another. I know it sounds like the Miss America answer, please don't hate me, but I really just feel like when it comes to, like, Black web reality, gay web reality, it's such a small niche, and there's only so many platforms. So for me, it's like just all of us tearing each other down and just the cattiness and the messiness and the shade. Like it's warranted for the views, like when filming, but I just wish that we can all just support each other, just be
I'm
more.
just making this face because I know what you're talking about, and I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I
That
just
ain't
want
never gonna happen. It's clash of the
people.
egos. Everybody think they better than everybody, and this person's richer than this person. This person got more money.
Yeah,
The minute you mentioned, I had to put my hand on my head because I'm like, mm.
I just feel like it's so much division, and we could be like so much stronger together. You know what I mean? Especially with pushing this niche into the mainstream and getting this stuff on TV, getting it greenlit, working with production companies and networking. We need to just be able to all get along for the most part.
I told Karan he should have went to Now That's TV or the Next Network or something like that because it's time to upgrade. He's like, no, I kind of want my own app. I'm like, Karan, you've been doing this for like 11 years now. Like, at least go on that network, get the money from them, and then start your own stuff. But
Yeah.
let him tell you. Um, so speaking of the business, what business are you going to have? If you want to share that, because I'm interested to know.
I can't speak on it yet, but I will say that as you can tell, and I feel like the people can tell, everyone who knows me can tell, I'm very passionate about aesthetics. I love aesthetics. I love Botox fillers, making people feel beautiful. I love just when people come in with the insecurity and you're able to change that. And like, just, I love the confidence boost and the attitude boost and that bitchery. Oh, can I curse?
I ain't getting monetized.
Okay. Okay, but like just like that girlery of it all, I love that. So for me, when it comes to my field, which is nursing and the profession of nursing, I definitely want to get into more of the aesthetic realm and leave bedside alone. So hopefully in the future, you guys will see me with my own facility, kind of just, getting the girl snatched and the boy snatched as well.
So you want to become a surgeon, basically, or like a
Not a
beauty
surgeon, but
makeover.
I want to become an aesthetic nurse.
I mean, you do work in the medical field.
Yeah, so just basically injectables, Botox fillers. I want to do, like weight loss injections, just all the stuff that you would get at a med spa. I want to provide those services to my clients.
Okay, okay, I hear that.
Yeah.
So I ask everybody this. I've been bitching about them to get an All Stars. It's about like 10 different fucking shows. I'm trying not to curse. 10 different freaking shows. You got the Come Up ATL New York, and then don't they have another series in a different city somewhere? Isn't there one down south
The come up
in
or the other,
the Come Up?
the come up. So we have the come up Miami.
That one, that's where Sean's from.
Hmm.
That we got Chasing, we got Bad Boys Club, we have On the Way Up, we got Set It Off. I don't know if you're familiar with any of them shows that I just named. Um,
No, I'm familiar with a huge group of them. I haven't seen all of them, but I'm familiar with a huge group of them.
yeah. So if they was to do an All Stars, would you go to represent the Come Up ATL since now you're a part of the conglomerate?
Absolutely. So I'm always been a person. I never say never. if the opportunity presents itself, if it aligns with my work schedule, I would be down. Like, life is so short. Like, we need to have fun. Like, I would love that.
Your aura is everything right now. I'm just trying to soak it all in.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I feel like for the new year, one of my New Year's resolutions was I kind of felt like, and even on the show, and how I'm trying to like change like my personal life and also my life on social media and all that stuff, even though I'm not the most active person, which I'm still working on, but just want you guys to get to know Dahai more. Like I feel like River is just one entity of me, but I feel like Dahai is just like my core. That's my birth name. That name means good news. Like I bring good news. It's Ethiopian. And I just feel like I just want to like show that side of me more and not so much like, oh, River's mean. River's putting people's hands in people's faces. River thinks he's better than people. Like I don't want that so much to be my character and who people judge me by. I want people to get to know Dahai more and put River kind of in a
Well, how
cage.
do you feel? Well, how do you feel about because the comments have been saying like they haven't been eating you up, but they've been kind of nibbling on you for a snack. They feel like, oh, River he thinks he's a housewife. Oh, he's the type of girl that you have to watch around. Some people love you. Like, how is that like with your mental? Because I've never been in y'all shoes before, so I like to prepare myself if I was to walk down that road.
With the mixed reviews. I did see that. I did see that commentary, like kind of like, you know, River is like trapped in whatever body, whatever the case is. I feel like for me, I'm always gonna be myself. And because I'm a Gemini, I think I'm also like a multifaceted individual. So I kind of just, depending on the day, the mood, the vibes, you're gonna get a completely different person. But as far as the comments and the feedback, I would say that I just don't read them. I don't read them. Point blank, I don't read them. I protect my peace, I protect my energy, I protect my mental health space. So if I feel like comments on the internet, a lot of times they're negative, they're trolling. People are coming from a negative place. I don't read them
Yeah,
at
because
all.
sometimes they're just trolls and people that have fake pages and just want to comment just to
Yeah,
comment.
I don't read them. I don't care to respond. I don't read them. I mean, the good comments, yes, are great. I'll respond to good comments. I think it's great. But I also think that with social media, we're not living in a healthy society. I don't think it is healthy for your mental health for you to get on the internet and see like 5,000 comments about yourself. That never happened back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's healthy for us, which is why I don't read the comments.
Mm, Cause child, you got a lot of people that there's positive comments and then there's the critiques comments that I'll take. And then there's kiss ass comments and then there's negative comments. I know how to
Exactly.
separate some, but it's too many people in there to just sit here and do that all day.
It
So
becomes like almost like a cesspool. Like there's no sometimes people just they're going through stuff in their life, they go on the internet, they're gonna keyboard smash and they're gonna make it super negative. I'm not interested in any of that.
mm, girl,
Not at
I've been drugged before. I'm just like I'll be at the next Gemini Films event if you ever want to come talk to me. That's just what I'll be saying to them.
exactly. Just leave it at that.
Hmm. Well, Mr. Oh wait, is River really your real name?
No, so that's what I just kind of touched on. So my real name is Dahai,
The
and that's
High,
Ethiopian Dahai. So that's my
the
Instagram handle. Everyone's always like, what the hell is this Instagram handle? That is my first name. But
the
it
High.
means
That
good.
is so the High.
Mhm. It's Ethiopian and it means good news. I said this already, but
No, I heard what you said. I know that.
yeah. So that's my first name. But, growing up, people always like butcher it because it's not traditional here on this side of the continent or this side of the world. It's like more traditional in Africa. So all my Ethiopian baddies, they know what's going on. But for the American baddies, they don't know what's going on. So um it was kind of like River was just kind of boring. Like once like I started changing things about myself and people were just like, "Oh, like I think someone said one day, they were like, "Oh, your eyes look like a river." Like it's like, "What color is that?" Like it's like the river, like it's like sea green, kind of bluish, kind of greenish. And then I
Yeah,
was just
they are.
my eyes do look like the river. So then that's how River was born.
Mm, I know. Your eyes are very bright.
They are. They are.
Well, I'm done torturing you.
You're done torturing
I
me.
think I'm done torturing you. I think I've asked all the questions. I know we're still early in the season, and it's a lot of other cast members I gotta get through. Um, so I thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, your busy life to come sit down and talk to me on my podcast that
Thank
gets no views and that I'm trying to get there, but until then I really don't care. But thank
you.
you so much for spending this time with me. And where can everybody follow you at?
So you can follow me on Instagram at Dehai Hill. So it's going to be at DEHAIHILL is my Instagram handle. I think for Twitter, it's the same. It's DEHAIHILL. But right now, my Twitter is private. So y'all can't really see it right now, but I'm going to fix that. It'll go back public soon. And then you guys can do all of that stuff. And it's not a nasty Twitter. It's a good Twitter. But
Okay.
so yeah, that's pretty much I'm not on TikTok really.
I will get into that.
Yeah, not on TikTok yet, but those are pretty much the social media handles that I do have. And I also wanted to say, piggyback off of what you just said, that I want to thank you for having me on the platform and for asking me to be here and for caring for me to be here and wanting to get to know me. I appreciate it. So and your platform that you said doesn't have any views, it looks really great for me, and I think you're doing a great job. And I
Thank you so much.
I'm doing.
I mean, well, we could thank Dre Baby for that. But yeah. Now, do you have like 5 seconds of your time backstage?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just end this and then you just stay. But to everybody that's gonna tune in later to see this, this is my interview with Rivers, and thank you so much for tuning in. And we are signing out. Thank you so much, Rivers.
Bye, guys. We love you, Gems. Shout out to the Gems.
Where the fuck did the balloons come from? Whatever.
Oh no, it's your birthday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.